will say you now, son. It will be fun. It will be fun. It will be fun. It on your heart, it will be fun. It will be fun. It will be fun. It on your heart, it will be fun. You so call me when I'm sober, and I'm getting drunk with a gang tonight. Talk to me when I'm sober. Yeah, on no cover. Wanna take me on no cover. Wanna take my peace of mind, take my time. And I like giving something, so me I let them know. When push gotta shove you when no capable. See that we legible, see that we relatable. For the map, for the gold, for the ride, for the pink, for the skies. Disco, 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 disco. I put on my disco, disco. Disco, 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 disco. I put on my disco. Not time to celebrate, thank God for elevation. Not time to meditate, look at the place you come from. Trials and tribulation. The man been through war, like you tryna rule a nation. Some people started with off on January, but they cannot be found. Something that will happen to you when you got somebody there, they will say you now, son. It will be fun. It will be fun. It will be fun. It on your heart, it will be fun. It will be fun. It will be fun. It on your heart, it will be fun. I like to be something, so me I like to know.
It's Tomatic the mix.
I like to be something, so I like to know.
All right, all right.
Truly, I've been wanting.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast of Action Require Media. Here, we are dedicated to discussing hard truth and finding remedies for our problems. On this platform, we will stay engaged on all happenings in Mama Liberia, not limited to religion, politics, economy, development, security, crimes, war on illegal drugs, employment, youth, growth, and food production. Today's topic, we going to discuss the University of Liberia, who said deplorable, underfunded nation's highest institution of learning, and the protests we have seen on early campuses. We are here to discuss in great length what are some of the solution for Mama Liberia Higher Institute of Learning. Here to discuss with me are Dr. Archibald B. Water and Edwin Sampor. Ladies and gentlemen, please like and share the show. We appreciate your comments. Once again, we say welcome again to the podcast of Action Require Media. At this time, I would like for Dr. Archibald B. Waller to introduce himself. Pastor Waller.
Thank you, Brojo, and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining us from. It is always a pleasure to be here to talk about our country. And today's topic is so unique uh, to all Liberians, and I'm thrilled and excited to to be here to talk about the highest institution of learning in our country, that is the University of Liberia. And we welcome you. If you can, please share our podcast and send us your comments. Let we hear from you how we can better improve our platform. Again, it's a pleasure being here. Pastor Wallo is my name. Uh, Thank you, Virgil.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Water. And at this time, I would like to uh, welcome to the platform Edwin Seyampor. Can you introduce yourself, please, brother?
Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to Action Required Media. My name is Edwin Ford Jr. It's always a good thing and always important to try to opine on our country and ongoing situation, even though things are a little bit frustrating. But we're trying to shine a light. Maybe somebody will pick it up. Hopefully, you enjoy the conversation. Please like, share, and tell your friend about the show. Thank you.
All right, all right, gentlemen. Thank you guys for being here today and taking off your busy time to be here so we can discuss this serious issue relating to Mama Liberia. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, around the world, we say please like and share the show, and then you can drop us your comment so we can grow the platform in a better way. So, gentlemen, the question here is, uh, we have been free, and we are the oldest independent nation in Africa, 178 years old. But what are some of the things can we point to? Now we are here to discuss the highest, the highest institute of learning in Liberia, the University of Liberia. Look at the building. Can someone point to that building and say this is a representation of the Liberian people? Now, I'm just going to go over some pictures so we can look at it together, and then I will have you guys comment on it. Okay? So, look at this right here. So this is our university right there. Okay, that's the second picture right there. Now, let's look at the next one. Now, this is our nation's highest institution of learning. Look at this building. This is a classroom. Look at the ceiling. Look at the floor. Look at this. And look at this. Look. Look. And again, let's start having some discussions, and then later on I will go and play some video. Gentlemen, with these photos I have shown you, it's heartbreaking, and it's a shame to the nation Liberia to have your university looks like this. Gentlemen, before I go any further, any one of you want to come on and just from your own look of things, looking at the pictures of the University of Liberia, can you comment?
Yeah, yeah, bro, Joe. Let
Go
me
ahead,
come
Dr.
in.
Water.
Um, yeah, you are right. It's very deplorable. It's disgraceful. It doesn't represent us as Liberians. But looking at those pictures, it tells a lot about where we are as a country, right? The only university that our government can boast of, that Liberians youth, Liberian student can go to, enroll to get uh, university education. See how that place is looking. To be honest, I don't know why that place is not condemned. It is supposed to be condemned, but now no one's supposed to go to that place to learn. Okay, um, because just look at the structure. In fact, just see how the structure is looking. At my concern is what happened to the foundation, right? The building seems like it's falling apart. It seems like it's collapsing, and and at least 18,000 students are on our campus every day. At least 18,000 students on our campus every day. God forbid if something was to happen, right? What will we say? That is the time now we will want to speak the big English that we know, to justify, why it happened, why someone couldn't, say something about it. But see how the building, just look at those pictures. Is that a place for someone to go and learn? That environment in itself is not conducive for learning, and it just speak to where our heart is, where our country is. If we cannot take care of the place we send our children to learn, most especially we're talking about, you know uh, uh, what is undergraduate or graduate education. See where we send our citizens for them to go and learn. I mean, how can we be comfortable with that kind of thing, man? It's more than disgraceful, and I think we need to do better than that. It doesn't represent us.
I do agree with you, Pastor. It's a shame, watching this. Uh, it and I do know that the government knows that the government officials, they have seen this, they have seen these pictures, they know what the building looks like. Ministry of Education. So I don't know. Is the big war is a disgrace and it's a big shame to the nation, Mama Liberia. Edwin, you want to come on?
Yeah, I've listened to you guys. So basically, with the situation with Universal Liberia, like, and absent of what you just showed, is the backroom situation, especially for girls. The girls are easing themselves in the butchers. Imagine that. That's what that's what's going on. That's what's going on in Liberia right now, right? That's what's going on. So me personally, I can't. Right now, we got to subtract the government of Liberia because we have somebody that have ascended to the highest education system in the world that have led the country and did nothing about it. I don't think we should start putting all the blame on the Liberian government or even trying to expect them to do otherwise since we already have three different types of government that had nothing to do with it. So it's obvious that they don't care about this. It's not a priority. So it's obvious. So you can go to Ellen, you can go to Judge Weir, you can go to the current administration. I think currently though, the alumni for the University of Liberia, we have to maximize our diaspora power that we have here. People need to get together and come over. They can come over here and lobby campaign. Come together and lobby and go from state to state and generate funds for the University of Liberia. We need to save it. We want our people to have what we want. We're really interested in this. People need to come here and they can go from state to state, come up with a fund, how much do they need? But besides that, that situation is not going to be solved. We're just going to, see what we are saying is going to continue. But if we want solution, whoever that went to the University of Liberia right now, they can take action. If they're here, if they're there, somebody can be a leader that we can trust. $25 a person for most of the Liberian people out here can bring that university back. $200,000 is nothing. So if they already have that emergency, they can solve that problem now. But if they're expecting the government to come and save them, nobody going, not even Ellie. So that's all I had to say on that ball. We can say all the solutions that we want from them here, everything that we need to happen. The government is not coming. They're not coming. This is over. This is a lot of years that we've been going through this, and they're not coming, bro. So that's what I had to say on this. But I'll be here listening for a little bit, guys. But
Okay.
I'll be listening to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, but let me say this, right?
Oh, go ahead, Dr. Water.
Yeah, so it just very hard to really express in words, right? What is going on at the University of Liberia? Because just think about it. Our parents, Liberian parents, will do anything and everything just to see their children in school. If they will sell coal, if they will do a wheeler market. If they will sit in the rain, the sun, they will do all they can, because their hope is that when their children are educated, they will be able to change their lives, right? But see what our education system is represented by. We haven't even talked about the instructional materials that are needed to run such a university. Just the building alone, just the building. I mean, Edwin is saying, well, reach out to the
Uh-huh.
diaspora Liberians and see how they can. You won't tell me government can afford to find $45,000 for each lawmaker to get a car every 2 years or every 3 years, and we cannot afford money to renovate the university. Is that what we are saying? Then close it down. Don't run it. Close it down. But for it to be like that, and then we pretend like we are providing education to our citizens. That is deception. That is corruption in itself. Okay, because I think I overheard that the university is free, but people pay different kinds of money, to that
They
university.
do
But
pay $20 per. I think it's $20 per course, $20 per
because,
course.
right?
Yeah.
But see, but see where we are sending them for them to go and sit and learn. Can you learn in that place? And most of our leaders, right? Most of our leaders, they got educated from outside of the country,
Sure. Sure.
right? They have seen the infrastructure that was provided for them. But see what we are providing for our citizens, and then we expect our citizens to do better. Can we expect them to do better when we are providing that kind of education from them? It just it's mind-boggling. It just sad. I don't know how we can treat ourselves like it. Look, if we don't respect education in our country, there is no way Liberia can go forward. Because when the country's citizens are educated, they can make informed decision. Look, that's why our economy is like that. That's why everything that happens in the country, it seems not to be working. Because even the education we are providing is just substandard. And you can see the representation of that with the infrastructure we provide for our students. It is wrong. They doesn't represent a country that has gained independence for 178 years. We can find money to do every other thing. But when it comes to the University of Liberia, that is the time we don't have the budget for it. That's the time we don't have the money for it. To me, it doesn't make sense to me. Honestly, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Dr. Water, your points are well said. The thing here is, and again, I'm gonna keep using these words until the end of the show. Shame and disgraceful. Okay, and I like the comment you made and the point of view you made about making available funds to purchase cars for government officials every 2 years. But your country national symbol, where people should go and get quality education to become the future leader of the nation. You keep it deplorable. You keep it disgusting, underfunded. A building that building should be demolished. We shouldn't be keeping that building. You know, social work should go over there and then I think the whole thing here is that that building needs to come down. It needs to come down. We don't need it over there. Look, the thing here is, don't get me wrong. Even though the amount to I mean per course for the university is affordable, but that doesn't mean you should provide um, environment that is not conducive for your citizens. You know, and the point you make, like most of the guys, they went out of the country and they were educated. They're saying these things. They understand. They know what it means to have a quality building, well furnished building, well designed building, equipped to have facilitate smooth transition or smooth educational process. Now we boasting and we keep complaining and whining. The problem is education, and we boasting of 178 years of being free, an independent nation. What can we point to? We can point to the minimum thing. The minimum thing. Joseph Barker over there criticizing the Liberian people. They rude. They're disrespectful. They're not trained.
I'm in the back. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Sorry, Montgomery. So we just discussing on the University of Liberia. I'm gonna add you real quick, so you can come on real quick.
Mr. Water, Mr. Brown, Miss, I appreciate your passion. Can't you guys see that this is being done deliberately? How many more regimes do you want? You talk about you 45,000 car. How many regimes did this? This is deliberate. This is not by mistake. This is on purpose. It's deliberate. So we can't keep talking about. We'll keep talking about that. We need a solution. We need somebody to stand up and say, "Let's save the university. Let's use the diaspora power, the people that are here that are earning, so we can bring the university back up if we love it. We want to solve a problem. It's not going to be government. They do have fun to allocate that fund, or they don't want to. It's deliberate. When will you guys realize that this is deliberate?
Edwin, I get your point though. I get your point that it's being done deliberately. What I'm careful to accept is that the Liberians in the diaspora can solve that problem. No, Liberians in the diaspora can raise some money, but it's not sustainable. You are talking about a university that needs at least $33 million every year to operate. You cannot have Liberians in the diaspora to raise that money every year for the university to function. Why we have the government? That is just a basic necessity for your country. Education. Okay, that what we have a national government for government to do what citizens cannot do for themselves. When it comes to education, right? When it comes to education, the government should treat it as a priority. If you want your citizens' lives to improve, you should treat it as a priority in anything that you do, right? Liberians in the diaspora can make some contribution, but we are talking about at least $33 million every year to run our university.
Mr. Water, that is very sustainable and very doable.
I don't think so.
When you step in, you can privatize the university and run it just like they run any hospital in this country. You can
we'll come to recommendation
and
solution.
You can elect business people and run the school like a business instead of running it like where it's being ran right now. When you start running it like a business, then you can come up with a way to come up with funds for it to be sustainable. But right now, it's not being ran by any order whatsoever. The same way a hospital is being, every hospital in the country, they got a business person. It's not just, the doctors are just there. They got somebody that is running the hospital like a business. So you can run the school like a business. They can come up with a way to come up with funds, attractions, and different things. But right now, they don't have anything in order. They just rely on the government to subsidize, and the government do not want to on purpose. So you need to privatize it. Come in, bring funds. The fund is just a jump start. People over here cannot regularly sign up every month to say, I'm going to send this money to the University of Liberia. We already know the country. But you can come up with one lump sum fund, and then you bring a business person to run the university like a business and create different departments, different financial stream revenues to attraction, foreign student online. It's very doable in a business if a business person take over it.
Okay.
But right now,
So,
there's no
so
structure to run it.
okay. We will come to solutions and recommendation for the Liberian government and our University of Liberia to see how best we can get it to a functioning level, conducive and functioning level. Um, uh, Sergeant Leo Montgomery, hey, do
Yeah,
you want to come in on this topic?
yeah, good evening, guys. How you guys doing? Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Thank you, CEO. Thank you, all my fellow panelists here. And let me say good evening to our listening audience, or good night, wherever you guys are. This topic is so sensitive, and let me just give a disclaimer before I start firing, right?
Go
The good
ahead.
thing is, I don't belong to any party before you say, oh, we want to talk down on the United Party. You see, when it comes to the University of Liberia, it's a very sensitive issue. It's not even a party issue.
No, it's
Because
not.
you got citizens that are in the university, you got United Partisans that are in the university. So it's a national issue. At least so nobody will accuse me or say, oh, I want to be unfair to the ruling party. Why I state that also, the issue of the university is not one party issue. It hasn't been one party disappointment to the country. Why I say that, post war, before the war, CEO and my fellow guys here, everyone, and I go back to all the way in the 90s, right? We were kids at the time. Everyone alluded to the fact that the University of Liberia was a place where most of our Western countries, our Western neighbors, they would send the children to go to school there. You understand? At that time. Now war came, and after war, I heard CEO saying that building, we shouldn't look. There's no reason why in the 21st century. Now I don't know when last year went there. I went to LU as recent as last year, so I'll be giving you an account of for first hand that building after the war, because that building was heavily destroyed during the Civil War, heavily destroyed. So what has happened from the Civil War from 1997 to now is just patch and go, patch and go, patch and go. How long, Liberian? We are too good for patching just for the tomorrow's sake. I would want to agree and clamp down strongly and say that building, that whole structure should have been dropped down and erect a new modern up-to-date building. That's
Yes.
the first thing. After the Civil War, and first of all, I don't know how many of you guys may have gone there recently. I know you guys have all spoken to the fact that the building is dilapidated, it's raining and leaking. But even the programs right now that you are offering before the war, technology has far advanced. Things, look, I know my brother Joe likes to talk about the laboratory, the lab. You don't even have facility. You don't even have the equipment to run a lab. So that particular UL building, for me, first thing first, was to tear it down and erect a new modern building. But we are in the business of patching. Oh no, let's get 10 million here. Let's get 2 million here. Let's get 200,000 here. I don't want to read what you guys may have said because I was watching the show for that. But to start first, I thought that should have erected a new modern building that is up to date, well furnished. Look, the chairs they're using right now in LU, that desk chair, the hand chair that we're using in Ghana those days, in my elementary days.
Yeah.
That's what they're using now, Dr. Wallo.
If you go late, you stand up. You know what I'm saying? The class are jam packed. People taking armchairs on a lunch break and throwing it down with them to go to break.
Let me learn real quick. Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
With all of what has been said now, this is where I'm also frustrated about. During the days of the Moja days, I'm talking about from the days of all these alumni. I'm talking from the late Alaji Kromanen to all of these guys. Those were people that were driving every time after war. They would drive and pass by that university and see that the university is messed up. Why I want to agree with Edwin that those alumni in the diaspora everywhere else could raise funds and all of that. But man, those guys that were part of the Civil War that helped to destroy that that building. They drive every now and then. They see that building is crumbling. None of them will come up to say, "Oh, let's put pressure behind the government." So what happened to you? What kind of education you got from that you can't get back? You understand? Let hear the leader of Miss Mapaya now, Dr. Mapaya. I heard that she's trying to even resign. She ran to the government for a small 200,000. They can't give it.
Yep.
So it's not just one party issue, but it's a whole national issue that the whole country, all of the different parties from the chancellor time to the current regime has failed the people. I said yes, let really get the university to a technical college. The people say no, let run a university. You run a university. How many people are graduating? How equipped are the professors to teach people that will graduate from LU that will compete into today's society, modern today's society? How can look, man? I stop here. I step here. See you. I won't go too far.
Who's that
question I
on
want to ask
fire?
real
Was
quick,
it
right? Mr. Montgomery, the question I want to ask, and Dr. Water and Brother Edwin, you guys brought up about the diaspora and alumni. It's not the alumni responsibility to fund the UL. So the funding they can give towards the school is for other activities and other little, development around the campuses, but not to fully depend on that money from alumni to pay professors, to renovate the building, and to do other stuff. Those money from alumni are just there to help with little things that people appreciate. That, oh, I graduated from the university and I'm proud to be a part of this university. So I think let's remove the alumni right now from this issue and face the Liberian government. The Liberian government, we need to understand this, that the school, University of Liberia, is underfunded. Okay? That particular building needs to come down. We have educational budget. Okay? The money they give into education is nothing. Dr. Water mentioned here, every 2 years they are buying new cars for government officials. 1 person, 2 person, 3 person, and that money could be sent into education, into building new buildings, equipping it, like Mr. Montgomery said, equipping the building up to standard. Look, man, this issue here, this issue need to be resolved. Okay, not because it's affordable for Liberians, but again, it's a representation of the nation. UL, University of Liberia. It's a shame. It's a shame, guys. Big time. It's a shame. Yes.
I had a friend who, he was a Liberian. He passed now, and he studied in Nigeria. He got a master's degree from Nigeria, and he and his wife came to Liberia. And we were chatting one time, and his wife said that when her parents wanted her, and that was pre-war, her parents wanted her to come to the University of Liberia because the University of Liberia was high class before the war.
Yes.
Right. It was a reputable university before the war, and she said she couldn't get in. So her parents did everything for her to get into the university. She couldn't get in. She was, and she said that because she was proud, to have married to a Liberian that went to the University of Liberia. Right. Before I went to the seminary, I went to the university for 1 semester. I couldn't do 2 semesters. I couldn't. Number one, because after every semester, the university will have to take a break, maybe for a year or 6 months before they reopen. And then, two, the corruption was too much. The corruption was just too much. And I mean, the learning environment there was just too chaotic for me. After the semester, I have to leave. Okay.
Wow.
But that was the university a Nigerian wanted to enter pre-war, and she said her parents did everything for her to enter that university. She couldn't enter it. What happened to Liberians post-war?
Mm.
What happened to us? Why this issue is defeating, or why we are being defeated by education, by just providing basic education for our citizens? Why this is beating our government? Why? Why are we treating ourselves like this? Because we're not doing it to anybody, we are doing it to ourselves. Look, the only recommendation I can make right now, shut it down. Shut it down. Okay? Shut it down, because that is not a place for anybody to go and learn. That's not a place for anybody to go and learn. That is a risk hazard. What you see down there, that building can fall anytime. That building can fall anytime. You have at least 18,000 students on campus almost every day. And you see that kind of building down there? If that was to happen, God forbid, what's going to happen to Liberian lives?
Yep.
We don't respect Liberian lives. That's why we are keeping our children, and we are keeping our citizens to that place there. People have been to that university for over 6 years, running after one bachelor degree, for
Yep.
7 years, running
Yep.
after just one bachelor degree.
Yep.
You will spend your entire lifetime running after just one single degree. When a 6 year or 7 years could give you a master and even a PhD, just one bachelor degree. You will spend 6, 7, 8 years to a university. Shut it down. It's not benefiting anybody. Shut it down. That's not a place to send Liberians until we can figure out how to become a better service to our nation. Let it be shut down. I don't have any other recommendation for that. Shut it down.
Dr. Wolo is even going to the extreme. I was saying let's really get it to a technical college. Let's really get it to a technical college. And I mean, people were saying, oh, the Fender campus, even right now, the Fender campus still need work. The Fender campus that people used to boast of, oh, how about the Fender campus? The Fender campus, as I speak to you right now, need work. But I just want to ask a question. I think my brother Edwin probably may have asked that in the previous session. How many LU students right now today that is ready to graduate, that is ready to compete with the rest of the world? I don't know the curriculum, I don't know the kind of program, but in that kind of situation that they are learning, I want somebody to tell me.
Bro,
how many LU students?
That's what I can say, right? That's what I can say, Brother Kurma. The thing here is, I will never doubt the ability of Liberians. Okay, I know you are asking. I know you're not doubting the ability. You're asking about the number if they can compete. I agree with you, but I can bet you this. I can tell you, I can bet anything. There is no African nation or any country around the world, for that matter, if Liberians want to debate you on certain issue, to say Liberia is going to be represented, man, I trust Liberian people.
You're not getting me, Joe. I'm not talking about just getting somewhere and go run your mouth and say you're educated. I'm talking. Let's use example, right?
Yeah.
We got science. We got a nursing program in Liberia that's running. Granted, yes. It's good. How equipped? And I'm not trying to compare them to what we got here. But based on those programs and the condition they are learning in, how well can a graduate from LU, a student who graduated with a nursing degree, how well can she compete with the rest of the world to say, okay, yeah, I graduated from the University of Liberia and I'm ready to work somewhere. I can go to China and work.
But we do have that program in Liberia where nurses were coming to the States to work. And the program
just coming to come work, brother. Huh? They came to rent through some other programs. I mean, you got students that are graduated, they don't even know how the EKG machine operate, man. They don't even know how EKG machine operate because we're not there for them to do the practical on.
I understand.
What are we saying?
I understand that.
What are we saying? So that's what I'm talking about. So how many students are you graduating? Really get the university to a technical college. Look, Let me just tell you, Joe, I'm not comparing the two. But I taught in this country here for 2 years, at a technical college. The readiness, the preparedness that we put into that. First of all, just how much the budget that they were putting in is the budget of the whole abroad. ITT Tech at the time. The people are allocating over 800 million just for the school. That's the whole country budget, and I'm talking about a technical college. So we're not ready yet, brother. Ready to get acting to our technical college. Run programs that the people start graduating from.
Pastor Krumah,
Yes, sir.
what's going on with the university? If it was a private university or a private college, we're going to close it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to close it down
Yeah.
because it's unacceptable. Close it down. Close it down. Okay, close it down. That's not how you exploit. I call that exploitation of your citizens.
Yeah.
You are denying them of their basic rights to
Yep.
be educated and to be informed. You are denying them that. Who's doing it? The Liberian government.
Yep.
The Liberian government is doing that. Our government is good for nothing. There is nothing good we can do for our country. Nothing good. Education. What do you expect to produce to get into government? If you cannot provide basic little standard education for your citizen, will you expect to build your economy? Will you expect to treat people at the hospital? Will you expect to produce doctors? You want to import doctors? You want to import nurses? You want to import? Look, Roger, you are talking. Yes, I agree. I'm a Liberian. Liberians are smart, but Liberians are being denying standard education. That's why.
Yes.
Why you think everybody is going to be a government job? All of the problems in the country, why people can just basically problem solve. Why we can have entrepreneurs? Because we don't have the education system that will produce people like that. That's why everybody going behind government jobs, because people cannot just do it. We are not educated to do that. Okay, not because you read something, you cram it, you memorize it, and you are able to speak good English. That's education. No,
That's why we refer to as smart.
Say that
Most
again,
Liberians.
say again.
That's true.
But Dr. Waldo, your whole education system from the inception, that's why I'm with you. I'm breaking everything down, starting it over. Your whole education system in Liberia from the inception, the reason why you can't produce any other job or government job, because your whole education system is liberalized. You don't have like a conservative entrepreneurship mindset in that country from the inception. That's why anything you talk to any Liberian person, educated, not educated, anything you talk about problem solving, they go to the UN, they will go everywhere else instead of measuring anything else that has to do with somebody that can look at a problem and solve it. So, like, we all know the constitutionality, what constitutes an alumni. An alumni is not incumbent on the alumni for them to fund how you call it, the payment of the university that they went to. They just do it out of their own goodwill. We know the Constitution. It's not incumbent on them for them to do that. The burden is not on them. If they're doing it out of their goodwill. But here's the problem. This is what we have. That's what I would do, Dr. Wallow. That university needs to be shut down. They need to bring a demolition crew over there and demolish everything, bring it to a halt, bring people in that will establish a system and have a business person at the head and find a way to generate funds, build the thing from the ground up, and bring in more funds for people to go to school, still less expensive. But if we are waiting, we're going to sound like every other internet show that is on the internet. We're going to criticize the government. They're not coming. Nobody is coming to save them. That's what they've shown so far. Nobody is coming over there from the government and say they're going to deny the person $45,000 car loan or whatever, and they're going to come and invest in education. They're showing that. This is what they're showing you. So what do you want to do? You need to bring people in for solution, because the government has shown you they don't care. How many times are they going to tell you that they don't care? Before you tell them, Like you still want to find a way for the government to deny somebody for the $5,000 car so they can pay attention to the school. We shouldn't even be here talking about this. They should be priority because the university is used to farm ideas. This is where you farm scientists. This is where you farm lawyers. This is where you farm entrepreneurs, economists. This is not a joke. This is the whole background of the whole country. This is very serious as anything. It's serious like drinking water. Your country cannot move without people being educated in the different fields. But it's a joke. So obviously they don't care. So then you got to find a solution behind that. You need to bring people in and say, okay, since the government doesn't want to do this, first of all, we need to take action. Let's go beg our brethren that in the diaspora, whether you want to LU or not, we get the target fund, want to collect $50 million, put a GoFundMe out there, and people try to do stuff. This is our plan. This is what we want to do. If people can wait for 6 years for BSC, at least they can wait for 2 to 3 years for people to reorganize the whole damn thing. Instead of continuing in that kind of hazardous situation where you got a building hanging, it could fall anybody at any time. It's inhumane. It's not serious. We're not ready for anything. The government wants it this way. They don't need to tell you. They don't need to open their mouth and tell you that this is what they want. The action tell you so. So what do you want to do? We have to provide solution over the internet airwaves that will just be criticizing like anybody else. So
Okay.
anybody listening to us, we need to step in as Liberian.
Let's then have one more comment around, and then we'll come to recommendation and solution for the University of Liberia. This is what I would say, and I think Pastor Dr. Water just mentioned that too as well, and then everybody did here with Sergeant Montgomery. We basically we need a problem solver. We need somebody to come in and solve the problem, not to keep running out to the outside community to be able to provide assistance for us. The government has a full responsibility to its citizens to provide quality education. So now, based on this, we can't be raising our hands and saying we are the number one, independent nation in Africa with 178 years, but we can't compare ourselves to Ghana. We can't compare ourselves to the other countries around us when it comes to education. Now, let's be frank here. I understand the frustration of those students on early campuses. I want us to give recommendations right now, 1 to 2 minute recommendations and solution for the problems of that we identify on early campuses. Then after our recommendations, I will play a short video of students from the LU protesting and giving their point of view on the education system in Liberia. So, anybody want to go first with recommendations?
I think I gave my recommendation. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it
Okay.
down, and then go back to the drawing board.
Okay.
Rethink your education system. Rethink it.
I second that. It needs to be shut down to bring immediate attention to the situation. And when it's shut down, then we know it's shut down, and this is why it's shut down. Then we can start discussion from there.
All right.
Yeah,
Sergeant
because if
Montgomery,
you keep it
are you
running
saying
the way
that to
it is,
reduce it from university to technical college? Is that your suggestion?
no. What I'm saying is shut it down.
No, I'm talking about
Yeah.
Brother Kurma.
Yeah, but I mean, why I was
All right.
down the
Okay.
first step, right?
Yeah.
But I want to also know how many equipped professors that are equipped to up to date standard of education in Liberia that are willing to teach. That's what equipped that will teach students that will be able to graduate from our university that is ready on the first day to compete with a student from China. Of course, I'm not comparing the two countries, but we look at Legon. A student can graduate from Legon and is ready to work in India today. And Legon, this is Ghana I'm talking about. So it's not just the building. But the readiness, the professor, how many qualified professors do we really have? We got people that are graduating. It's like garbage. I take that
Garbage
back.
in, garbage
But
out.
it's like a recycled product.
So
It's
funny.
like a recycled product. You got people that graduating from the university who are not well equipped. They go back, they start teaching. Like, what are we serious here, guys? How many programs, even if it's a master degree program, where are they? Have they gone to even practice? They have not seen the other world, so they don't even know. How many world professors are we ready to say, okay, these guys are trained? We close it down, we shut it down, we reopen it, meaning that we will refurnish it with up-to-date equipment. How many people are we ready? And it takes a sacrifice. That's where now that are in the diaspora, those alumni that are been out of the system, if the government is ready to open doors to us, because one thing I know about some of our Liberian people, when you start going back there to want to give, the things that you want to go take job from somebody, but they don't understand. They don't understand. Like you only trying to get back. If the government is willing to open arms and say, you know what, let me lobby with the diaspora Liberians that are out there with your expertise. Some of us I'm an architect. I can go and start teaching LU today. But you find somebody who just graduated from the high school or just graduated LU with no much experience, you go back, you start teaching. You understand? There's no practical, there's no hands-on. So it's not just that, the quality of product that is being produced every year. Students are graduating. What are these students ready? So we got to look at the professors that we are hiring. We're looking at the program, even the programs that are being run into today's LU. Is it up to today's standard? Yes, the reason why people were leaving those days because LU was competing with that standard of the day. But now we are in the 21st century. Technology has changed, my brother.
Yeah.
Somebody with an IT degree from Liberia that will have to struggle to come here and get into an IT program here. So
Yeah.
all of those things are factors that gotta be considered, you know.
So
Yeah,
let
let's
me
break it down.
let me come in real quick, right? So I was just looking on the internet. I don't have the exact figure for it, right? So in 2024, there was a budget allocated to education system in Liberia. So it was estimated to be 111 million for the education sector in Liberia. Now I don't know if this is real
And not just for
or
LU.
if they got the money.
Yeah, not
But
for
then
LU.
again, the University of Liberia were to receive a significant portion of 33 million. So if they did receive that money last year, then where is the money? Where
They
did the
didn't get
money
it, bro.
go?
They
If
didn't get it.
so, again here, I don't know if it's because is the schools are unfunded or underfunded. That's why we are not up to standard, or because they have lowered the bars of entering into LU, or maybe they don't see it as a profit making institution to bring income to the government. So whoever is over that department or over that ministry just want to get and don't want to be able to give people quality education. Look, it's sad again, it's shameful for our nation
You know,
highest.
you see on
Go
1 minute
ahead.
here, then Dr. Wolo can jump in. The former president of the university, the guy that they took up before Dr. Mapaya came in, right?
Yeah,
Dr. Mapaya has a lot of experience that a lot of us were banking on that she would bring aid, a lot of foreign aid to the country, a lot of goodies that will come to the country because of her experience. At least for somebody like me, after having read her profile, because I wasn't agreeing for them first to bring her in because she's an American first, even though she married to a Liberian. But the fact that you can't give the job to a Liberian
yeah. Brother Jesse is going in and out.
As a Kuma, you're going in and out. We're not
Yeah, I
hearing
don't know.
you.
Maybe
But
he's
let me,
driving.
yeah, let me, Bro Joe, let me say that
Go ahead, Dr. Water.
One of the reasons I mentioned the LU pre-war status and how the university was up to date was because
They do. In that high
I,
school, in that technical college.
Dr. Water, he's talking. Go ahead,
Go,
Skip.
go ahead, Dad.
No,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. You ain't finished, bro. You're going in and out. Sergeant Montgomery.
okay, uh, Dr. Kareem, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Go ahead, finish your thoughts,
Okay, you want
brother.
to finish? You want to finish?
No, I was done. I was done. I was done.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of the reasons I pointed out the LU pre-war status and how vibrant and adorable the University of Liberia were at the time, not just to Liberians but to other Africans, because at the time we had a president who did not even go to school. When the university was being well funded and up to date, at the time we had a president who did not even uh, who did not get a college degree, who was a military man, right? That is the time I'm talking about. Now that we have educated people, not just educated people, but people that also attended the University of Liberia, for them to see the university in that condition and something did not break their conscience, it just mind-boggling, honestly. Look, if you keep the university open, this struggle will continue. We will just continue to talk about it, and nothing substantial going to happen. Nothing going to happen to the university. Students will complain. Students will protest. We talk about it and go right back to status quo.
That's true.
Okay, and then things will continue that way. When you shut it down, then it will raise concern that, wait a minute, why are we shutting this down? We are shutting it down because, number one, we don't have the infrastructure to provide university education. Two, we don't have we don't have the equipments, right? We don't have the infrastructure. Three, we need to rethink everything about the kind of education we want to provide for Liberian students at the University of Liberia, right? So you bring on board technocrats that will be able to rethink and rebuild, not just the infrastructure, but also the leadership and how the university needs to be ran, right? You rethink all of that, and then you pass that into law. Okay, you pass that into law, then we can restart. But
We're not getting Dr. Wallo.
Yeah, it is voting went up.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
still talking and we're not hearing him.
Pastor Water, we can't hear you.
you can hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was saying that when they brought in Dr. McBrien, in myself, I said she will fail. She's not going to succeed. Look, if they were even going to give her all the money she needs, she's not going to succeed. She will fail because
Yeah.
of the culture you have at the university. You have a very toxic culture at the
Yep.
University of Liberia that needs to change completely. Okay, that woman, she has the experience, but the problem the university faces is a Liberian problem that needs a Liberian solution, and she is not equipped enough to provide that Liberian solution that our university needs.
I agree.
So it's just a waste of time. To me, though, it's just a waste of time. You shut it down and we rethink everything about our University of Liberia. The students will wait. Let them get something better than what they are getting now. What they are getting It just, we are hard behind that to say that we are providing education for our students. That's not the way to go. Let's shut it down and let's rethink everything. Bring in technocrats. Let's rethink the entire thing. And then when we do it, we put the structures, we put the investment there, then we can pass that into law, then we can start afresh. I think that is my recommendation.
Let me just pick up from what Dr. Wallo stopped here, CEO, real quick. Again, this is to every other past and present government, right? I always say this: you can tell a government seriousness by looking at the budget. You can tell if a government is going to be a serious government by looking at the budget, what they allocated to what and what will get what, right? Go Lofa County right now, see the buildings that Joseph Walker is erecting. But you look at the university right now. We're not serious, my brother. That when Edwin said it's a deliberate act, I want to agree with him. It's a deliberate act. Yeah. These are people who taking the children and they come into the United States, England, and elsewhere for education.
Yeah.
Fly the children abroad to come to school. But look at, like, bro, the LU. But Joseph Broca, as you almost 100 years old, how will you get to live? Look at the kind of building that Papa is erecting. My people, that wickedness. But this, like Dr. Wallo said, we are wicked to ourselves by the way we vote, by the decisions we make. You understand? You take a 100-year-old man who know he ain't got nothing to show for after 50 years in government, you put him in the seat. And you want something good to come out of that, bro? I'm sorry, CEO. Go ahead.
All right, so I think we can balance it out here a little bit. Even like you said, we all say here, both governments have parts to play in this political parties. During Joia time too, there was no renovation done to the education system. Now,
all previous government, all of them fantastic.
All of them. Yes, I agree, brother. I salute that. It's a Liberian problem. It's a shame. It's a disgrace again to all of us in the Western world. We all been here. We all went to schools here in this country, and we have seen it, and we know what it is, and we know what it means to be in a nice environment to go to school. You can't even compare the people elementary building here to a university in Liberia. You will never do Liberia justice when you do that. And that's just, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And just, you said it. The people are taking their children outside of the country to go to school. And they play fun out of us. They play fun out of the Liberian people. This is a shame. This is disgraceful. And I just want to play this video. And we're just going to watch it for that 2 minutes. Let's hear some of the students on LE campus, speaking out about what's going on at campus. I don't know if you guys see the video. Okay, right there. Give me 1 second. Let's see here.
All of those commerce that are held in the Western bar in prison cells, those that are suddenly disappear from the individual homes overnight under the instruction of the U.S. Embassy. Because the U.S. Embassy have given instruction to Joseph Boycott to incarcerate student leaders. We have 4 persons coming now in prison.
Down, Lady Mapayan dictatorship, down. Down. Joseph Boycott recklessness, down. Yo. When protests at the American Embassy for Lady Mapayan to be resigned, yo. We are the narrative say, we are the narrative say, you the American citizen,
Thomas, we are using this time to call on all international organizations, the Chinese embassies, our solidarity allies and international partners, to inform the United States of America to command the Liberian government that is a puppet to them, that insists our stand, our commerce that was arrested on the instruction of the U.S. Embassy to be released effectively, immediately. If they cannot be released, We will arrest President Mampaya because we know our location and where he is, and we'll hold in detention until our comments are released. If the 6 hour elapse and our comments are not free, President Mampaya.
Gentlemen, I just caught it there because I think this dude is speaking nonsense and rubbish out of his mouth. Don't get me wrong. You can protest the issues. You can protest peacefully, but when you start accusing foreign national of things that you don't know about, then it become a problem for everybody. I disagree.
But Brian, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, bro.
What we're going with this?
Wait.
Let me make my point.
Wait a minute. You feel somebody tabagi, you're asking why your camo is all messed up. Are you kidding me?
No, let me finish making my comment. Then
what do you expect a man to get his resources for, and how you expect to do due diligence and all that stuff? Are you kidding me? This is your university education you product. What are you talking about? This is the exact product that's all to produce.
Yeah. So the point I'm trying to make here, right? And that's the reason why I think that's the reason why Sergeant Montgomery was questioning our ability to represent the nation outside. This is just a complete rubbish spewing from this LU student mouth.
Nonsense.
Complete nonsense. You making allegations against a different national a different national about things that you don't even know about. I think is disgraceful to represent the student of LU this way. I don't know what you guys want to say on that, but I would just say that's disrespectful, and he should retract his statement.
So this is what I'm. This is
leaders there.
Yeah.
No, let Edwin say something. Everyone will say something.
Go ahead.
This is what I'm always stressing on this show. I'm not trying to usurp the Liberian in the diaspora over the people that are already over there. Now we know what the institution is producing. So the reason why I keep appealing to the people in the diaspora.
You know,
the reason why I keep appealing to the people in the diaspora is.
Yeah, Jesse, we can hear you.
I'm hearing you, Jesse.
Edwin, I don't know, but
Edwin say hearing you.
Yeah, I'm hearing you, but I don't know why you can't hear me.
You can hear now, Jesse?
No, I'm not hearing him, but go ahead. I'll just feed off from you guys. I'm not hearing him.
No, the reason why I keep appealing to the diaspora Liberians, the reason why I keep appealing to them, because you can find people like-minded that at least have the basic education to be able to go back to go help the country, because obviously we're not producing. Let me tell you, education is expensive and inexpensive. If you spend a lot of money on a lot of minds, people don't go to higher learning education for them to go ahead and work for people. They actually go there to create jobs for people. So you farm the minds, the agricultural mind, the scientific mind, so they can be able to help a lot of people. So people that are gifted in those fields, so they can be able to help people. That's how the country was built. But we're not investing in that. Obviously, we don't want to invest in that, obviously. So that's what I'm appealing. People that we're already here. The youth is going to be the leader of Liberia. It's not the older people, not the middle-aged people, except when we got more people like, that have that the Wallace mindset. But the youth are going to be able to take this mantle and change everything else. That's why I keep appealing to people in the diaspora, the kids that have a BSc, that got different talent, to at least consider going back home and trying to problem solve for what we got going. Because we don't have, LU is not producing anything. I don't know why you guys are surprised for LU, a president that's not doing due diligence, that's accusing foreign nationals. So why is surprising of that? Why are you surprised? It's not surprising to me. So I don't know why you acting surprised like. What do you expect this man to do? What do you give? What kind of tools you giving? Anybody that's on a higher education level than that will be very careful before you mention people's stuff. You gotta have facts, evidence, evidence-based thing,
So let
research.
me
You
leave
gotta
and come
point to
back
things.
because I can't hear you.
That's what I wanted to expand on.
Yeah, I like the parable you gave about you gave people Tomogi. Yeah, yeah, you. I don't know how you said that. That was that was so funny to me.
I know if somebody keep we get a big bullet to my gear, and he say, "Oh, my whole come on mess up." I don't know why.
Hello, Roger, are you there? Uh, okay, so yeah, Edwin, I agree
But
with
I
you.
can hear
Look,
you.
okay, you can hear us now, Pastor Kumar.
Yeah. Can hear you.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear you,
Yeah, I can hear you
Edwin.
now, Edwin.
Uh,
Yeah, that's what I would say. First of all, bro Joe, thank you for cutting our video short. Because for me it was kind of a little hard to watch. But Edwin is right.
Yeah.
That is the university's product. You see, we as Liberians, I don't know where we get this from. That as long as you can stand somewhere and utter little, English, then you are educated. As long as you can speak a little English, then you are educated.
You guys there?
And that cut across all universities. Young people will
Yep.
stand somewhere, they will speak English, whether they know exactly what they are talking about or not, you know, because they want to prove that they are educated. If you have to prove that you are educated, then you are not.
That's true.
If you have to prove that, you know, then you are not. Now, with what was being said on this video, bro Joe, what was being said? Okay. What sense does that make?
No sense.
For the United States Embassy in near Monrovia to tell the Bouaga administration to arrest student leaders. If student leaders are being arrested, that's your government doing it. Why you bringing in and then going as far as saying that you will arrest
The
the university's president?
president.
I mean,
Is-
what is that?
That's a rebel attitude.
What is that? That's what we produce. That's what our education system produce. That's what we produce. And I want to believe the brother that was talking, he's the president of the university students student government.
Yeah,
I want to
the soup president.
I don't
okay,
think he is though. There's another guy
but
who identified in that
yeah,
video too as well.
this militant, this
That
culture
word
of militant
militant,
on
yeah.
universities campus. People that are working on their first degree that have not even gotten a first degree yet, that are still working on their first degree, they want to tell the government how the government should be ran, how people to do. You still working on your first degree. That you want to tell people what they can look. Focus on your education, man. But that's what we have created on the campuses of the university. Okay, so we are actually getting what we have put in, and if we don't change, that is exactly where our country is heading. People say stuff where they have no knowledge about, but because when you say things like that, or maybe you will be famous, or maybe you will get ratings, or people going to watch your videos, so you just spew stuff, you know, with no iota of any regret, no nothing. You just say it. Just that's where we are.
Yep.
Yeah. CEO,
Go
I'll
ahead.
just make my closing as well, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, brother.
You know, it was hard for me to hear that young man, and that's a very smart young man. Let me just give him credit. He's a very smart young man. I've seen him spoke on different issues where he articulated well, but on this
Dr.
one,
Croman,
that's
Dr.
that's some
Croman,
of the things we so
articulating doesn't make you smart.
That's true.
Okay,
I
for him to have said those kind of thing, I don't think
agree.
smart people going to do those kind of stuff.
That's
That
true.
I agree too.
You know, we've so politicized the University of Liberia. That's true. Yeah, yeah. Party biddings when they enter the university, they think say they still running party politics. The muya, they say muya, muya, muya. When you say muya, muya, then you carry to the university campus. Let arrest that mapaya muya. Let go lie on leave. Let go to a horse muya. Then you find the political parties then hailing the beginning and giving them money to our rule. But these are the products you will take from the University of Labrador. They want to go carry Ghana to go stand against an LU student who have gone through 4 years solid training. That's what we produce. You see, and it's bad. What we are doing to this young man is not even good as well. You you stood on public platform and just spew garbage,
Yep.
accusing the American government of arresting students. What evidence do you have? But you'll find out seeing young men, either in the CDC camp, I bet you'll find out seeing young men in the CDC camp with a beret doing muya. That's what they do. They implant this young man in a, they too now, like Dr. Wallo is saying, you haven't gotten your first degree yet. Probably are still freshman, but you're running there trying to do other people's things. Because what happened during election time, they started the men to go vote, to go cause problem. And I follow up on that video. You know they picking a girl that they went to that woman's house, the police had to go there. Watch that video to the end. They went to the woman's house, they went to Dr. Mapaya's house to cause trouble and the police had to go there. So whether the government is playing her part, the students themselves, man, look, we need a whole reform. That whole country need a whole reform. The party bidding muya muya thing and not working. We need to come and speak the reality. Let's speak truth to power. Shut it down, close it down. We need to rehabilitate the whole country, my brother. But to close, while I do my closing, it's been a good, show. Sorry for coming late. I had to go wrong, wrong after one or two things for mom. But it's been a good show. I just want to say thank you all, and I can't wait again to be here with you guys next Sunday. Thank you, Dr. CEO, and all of my fellow panelists.
Thank you, brother Kramer. Yeah, Dr. Waller, I think you said it all. My thing here, this to be my suggestion to those people on early campuses who are trying to find problem and find solution, but they don't know the way how. This is what I would suggest. You don't have to be in LU. They do have other universities and other technical colleges you can go. Get out of school, go somewhere else, pay for your education, and get out. But don't go on a university campus and start staging protests, and then you're putting other students back. Now the school closed for 2-3 months. Now it's going to take you 7 years to get a bachelor degree, because every time, every semester, they are protesting. You don't want to be there if you think the school is not doing you justice, Dr. Water. I think the best thing to do for peace in the community and peace in the government, remove yourself from that environment. They're not compelled to be at the
Virtual,
university.
the University of Liberia, the University of Liberia credits
Yeah.
are accepted in every part of Africa and even in the United States.
Yes.
Okay, when you have your transfer courses from the universities accept those credits. I don't know now, okay, but that's what used to happen because when I first came in the country, okay, that's exactly what happened. Even though I did not go to the university, but that's what I was told. So I have to, even though I did a bachelor degree before I came here, but I have to do it, I have to start over because my school I attended at the time, it was not the University of Liberia. So before it was, the university and Cottington
Cotton.
University, but most especially the University of Liberia. I don't know now, right? So that's why a lot of people hink in there because you don't know what opportunity might be provided. You might travel outside of the country and then you can have your credits, accepted and transferred. So it comes with a lot of opportunities going at the University of Liberia. That's why we have to be very, very particular about that university because that should be our pride. That should be something that that we can invest in so that we'll be able to produce the workforce that we want. But we are not doing that. And we have to rethink the entire thing. We have to rethink it. It's not just the university, it's the high schools, it's the elementary schools, it's just the it just everything. We have to rethink education in our country because we are not giving our students what they deserve, but we are expecting a lot
From
from
them.
them. If we want excellence, if we want them to be the citizens that will build that country, we have to provide an education, that built their minds to be builders, not just consumers. We have to build their minds to be builders. But what we do is we just consume, consume, consume. We don't build because we were not taught, to build our country. We don't expect other people to do that. Thank God that we are talking about these things. I hope we change as a country because we have a beautiful country and we can make it much more beautiful, but we have to be very decisive on what we do moving forward. It was a great show, Virgil. Thank you very much.
All right. So you want to give your closing, and then I'll just do a closing, and then we'll be done.
Oh, I thought I just did.
Oh, that's your closing right there. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Remember, I want
right.
you to double close.
All right. And then I'll go to Edwin, and then I'll just close the show. Edwin.
Well, this was a very, I would say fruitful discussions, unlike any other platform out there on the internet. I think we're providing, solution based instead of just criticizing and not providing solutions. Um, Couple of things that Dr. Waller was just saying that LU credit is accepted in a lot of places though. It calls for concern for me. If our education is so deplorable like that, why are they only accepting that credit from Liberia and not accepting it? Is it like some type of the root of the problem? Like they want the education to remain like that, they will accept the University of Liberia even though they know it's deplorable? Or is it good when you come over here? And that's something that kept pricking my mind when he was saying that will accept University of Liberia credit, but he went to the other school, they wouldn't accept it, but they know that University of Liberia is nothing, but they're accepting it anyway. So obviously we need to rethink education. We don't want to our accreditation to be accepted because somebody says so. Like that screenshot that I just sent this morning that they're about to do PhD in gender study. There's a problem. Somebody's behind the scene that they're pushing the screen for our education to remain bad. It may not even be our Liberian government. They're just serving as a puppet and front. So we need to compete with people and then we apply for our accreditation based on our competence, not based on because we're willing to be a puppet for them so they will accept our accreditation anywhere. Because if they're accepting the accreditation as it is today, to me, as a thinking person, that's a problem. So they wanted to remain bad. And we're going to go ahead and say, that's what we have and we're better than the other people because they're accepting. Nope, I don't want to accept that. So somebody wants the education system to be bad, and Liberian people are helping them for it to remain bad. Shut the University of Liberia down 2 to 3 years. We need technocrat, we need thinking people to come over there with a business mindset, how to make the University of Liberia functional and operable in a business setting, bring more funds, online courses, simplify the courses, bring down the degrees level. Some things that is supposed to take you 2 to 3 years, it's taking you 6 years. Revisit all the stuff and find a way to funnel money back into it. The Liberian government is not coming to help you. They're not coming. Somebody have to step in.
Okay. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate the time we all spent today to find solution for problems in Liberia. And again, everything suggested here or recommended here are very important. And I think if the Liberian government can take that seriously, we'll have a solution pathway. 178 years that we claim to be free and independent. I don't think we are free and independent in our mind yet. Um, and again, if we starve our youth from getting education, we're declining the nation, its success, and the prosperity. Once again, we say thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. We'll see you next time. Gentlemen, have a